Good day, class. This is Attorney Season, and welcome to Human Rights Education. Today, I'll be discussing the general nature and definition of human rights. Let's start. Introduction. All persons are born free and equal in dignity and rights, without any distinction as to race, color, sex, religion, origin, and social status. This simply means that human rights are for everyone. Again, human rights are for everyone without any distinction. Uh, no matter what your race is, whether you're Asian, European, your color, white, or black, sex, male or female, gender, like lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, or intersex, or queers, your origin, your total social status, whether you are poor, you are rich, you belong to the middle class, lower class, upper class, all of us have the same rights. Okay, because according to this principle, all persons are born free and equal in dignity and rights. Okay. Next, human rights. Uh, this refers to those rights which are inherent in our nature and without which we cannot live as human beings. Inherent in a sense that the moment you are born, you have these rights. A good example is the right to life and your right to dignity. Okay? Second, it allows us to develop and use our human qualities, intelligence, talents, and conscience, and to satisfy our spiritual and other needs. Therefore, because of human rights, such as the right to work, the right to education, it will develop our intelligence, our talents, and conscience, and also our freedom of religion. It will satisfy our spiritual and other needs. Okay, so because of human rights, such as those rights that I have mentioned, okay, it can help us develop and use our human qualities, intelligence, talents, and conscience, and to satisfy our spiritual needs. And again, human rights are supreme. Okay, supreme, inherent, and inalienable. Inalienable in the sense that you cannot sell those rights, these rights. Okay, like the right to life, the right to dignity, and the right to self-development. And no one can take that away from you. It is yours. Okay, and the essence of these rights makes man human. So, what are examples of human rights? So number one on the list, we have the right to life. So this right means that no one, including individuals, okay, and the government can kill you. Okay, no one can kill you because uh, if a person will kill you, okay, it can they can be held criminally liable for homicide or murder, as the case may be. Okay, so no one can kill you, even the government. However, can the government really kill you? Yes, if there's due process. Again, the Constitution states that the right to life, liberty, and equality cannot be taken away from you unless if there is due process. And of course, provided that the country has death penalty. Okay, therefore, if na due process, then the government can kill you. Okay, as long as you have committed a grave offense. Okay, so there should be trial first, and once proven guilty by the court, you will be put to death penalty. Okay, so in the Philippines, as of the moment, we don't have death penalty yet because it is still suspended. Okay, um, Next, we have the right to freedom from torture and inhumane treatment. Okay? It, it means that no one should be subject to torture or to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment, even if that person is guilty of committing a crime. That person has the right to freedom from torture and inhumane treatment because that is part of his human rights. And also the right to equal treatment before the law. So the right to this refers to the right to equal protection, which means that individuals must be treated the same as others in similar condition. Again, it should be uh, we should be equally protected. Okay? Then the right to privacy. So it protects individuals or citizens from government overreach or surveillance. Okay? The government cannot um, violate your right to privacy. The government cannot listen to your phone conversations. The government cannot wiretap your house because it will violate your right to privacy. Okay. Next is the right to marry and have a family. Of course, you have these rights. So everyone, again, everyone of legal age without any limitation due to any race, nationality, or religion. Wala, pag lain mo religion, lain mo race, nationality, foreigner, Filipino, okay? You have the right to get married and start a family. So if ikaw, if Filipino, you can marry Koreans. Okay, you can marry a person living in America, a foreigner can marry. Okay, we cannot tell you to not marry that person because um, the heart, okay, has reasons of its own, which reason does not know. Therefore, you can love whoever you want, and love is useless unless it is shared with somebody. Okay, so go ahead. You can marry a foreigner if that's what you want because you have the right to marry and have a family. And next, we have the right to freedom of thought, religion, opinion, and expression. So everyone has the right to hold opinions, you follow a religion, and to change your beliefs. You also have the right to change your beliefs. You have the right to transfer from one religion to another. Okay, you can even believe in Satanism if you want. Okay, as long as you will not violate the laws of the land. Okay, you can do that. The right to work, of course, everyone has the right to work. Okay, provided that they have qualifications. Of course, you can work provided you have the qualifications. So that's why you should study, okay, to be qualified. Next, we have the right to education. So, right to education uh, refers to your right to study. Okay, you have the right to study um, elementary, or the right to enroll in a college, etc. However, we have a so-called academic freedom, which states that uh, state universities um, the right to academic freedom. involves freedom of the university to determine who may teach insay magtudlo, what may be taught insay tudloan, how it shall be taught, the manner, okay, and who may be admitted to study. That's why not everyone can enroll even if you have the right to education because of this academic freedom. So an institution of higher learning can refuse to students who are not so good. Okay, that's why you have entrance exam in college and interview. And if you'll fail, you'll never get admitted. So the right to education, okay, refers only to elementary and high school level. But as to university status, the University of Higher Learning, they have the so-called academic freedom, wherein they can choose who may be admitted to study, okay, provided they are qualified, they are smart. Okay. Next, basic characteristics of human rights. So we have here inherent. Human rights are inherent because they are not granted by any person or authority. The moment you are born, you have these rights, okay, and they do not need any event of their existence. So, what are some examples of rights that are inherent? We have the right to life. Again, right to life means that no one, including the individuals and the government, can kill you. But if there's due process and you committed a grave crime and the court um, announce, okay, that you are guilty, okay, you are put to that penalty, then that's the time that the government can kill you through due process. And then we have here human dignity. Okay, the right to human dignity. It means that human beings possess a special value intrinsic to their humanity, and that the moment you are born, you are worthy of respect. That you need to be respected because you're a human being. Okay, so that's what right to human dignity means. It is your right of respect because the moment you are born, you are worthy of respect. Next, we have here fundamental. Human rights are fundamental. Why? Because without them, life and dignity of man will be meaningless. Are examples of these rights. So we have here the right to individual liberty. So this means that each of us or everyone having this freedom, we have the right to make our own choice and do what we want because we have freedom of liberty. We are free. Okay. So as long as we respect the uh, other person, okay, we are free to pursue our ambitions and follow our own will. Okay, no one can tell you to stay permanently at this place. Okay, you can transfer one residence from another. You can study what you want to study. You can enroll in a course nga imong ganahan. Okay, because you're free. That's why human rights are fundamental. Next, security of a person. So this is a right protected by the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. It means that you have the right, okay, to health and privacy of your body, including physical integrity of your body. Again, security of a person refers to your right to health and your right to privacy of your body. No one can frisk you, or the police officer cannot frisk you without valid grounds. Okay? Frisking ba? Frisking. Stopping and frisking. They cannot do that without probable cause or without valid grounds. And no one can search your U-Box without your consent or permission. No one can check your phone without your permission because it will violate your rights to privacy. Okay? And no one can open your letters. Okay? Because of your right to privacy in communication. Okay? Next, we have the freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. So everyone has this right. And this right includes the freedom to change your religion. You can transfer from one religion to another. Okay? You can change your belief, etc. Okay? That's your freedom, thought, conscience, and religion. You have the right to believe what you want to believe. You have the right not to believe. Okay? Next, inalienable. So this means that your rights, human rights, cannot be rightfully taken away from an individual or from a free individual. And it cannot be given away or forfeited. What are examples of these rights? Of course, your freedom from torture. Okay? No one has the authority to validly and legally torture you. Okay? Because human rights are inalienable. Your freedom from torture cannot be rightfully taken away, even if you've committed a crime. Okay, and you cannot give away these rights or to forfeit these rights so that a person can torture you. Okay, that's preposterous and illegal. Okay. Next, imprescriptible. So it cannot be lost even if a man fails to use or assert them, even by a long passage of time. So one good example is your freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. If you will not exercise this right, okay, it will never expire. Okay, it's still there. You still have freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, even if you are not exercising it. Okay, for a long time. Na. Okay, it will never expire. This means that your rights can never expire. Indivisible. This means that human rights uh, are indivisible because they are not capable of being divided, and it cannot be denied even when other rights have already been enjoyed. So examples of rights which are indivisible are the freedom of expression, of belief, or opinion, and they include the right to freedom of religion and worship. So dili pwede nga nara kay freedom of religion and wala kay freedom of worship. So they must go hand in hand. Okay? Lain po kay nara kay freedom of religion but you cannot worship, di ba? So, human rights are indivisible. It cannot be divided. Once you have freedom of religion, you also have your freedom to worship, okay, your gods. Okay? Um, Next, we have here universal. So it applies irrespective of one's origin, status, or condition or place where one lives. And these rights can be enforced without national border. So all human beings, again, respective of their origin, status, or condition or place where they live, the human rights of an Asian are no different from the human rights of a European. or a poor man from a rich individual, because human rights are universal. Okay? Everyone has these rights. Um, Last basic characteristics of human rights, we have interdependent. So the fulfillment, okay, or exercise of one right cannot be had without the realization of the other right. And the respect of human rights necessarily includes the realization of man's dignity. So an example is the right to life and existence as a person. Okay, again, right to life and existence of a person. And in addition, these cannot be realized without the right to work. Yes, you have the right to life, but without the right to work, okay, you will not develop your human qualities. Okay? You will not develop your social status because you don't have the right to work. Okay? You cannot maintain a good standard of living. Yes, you have the right to life, but you have no home. You have no food on the table. Okay? So that is not allowed. Therefore, human rights are interdependent. Once you have the right to life and existence as a person, you also have the right to work, provided you have the qualifications. Okay. Uh, Next, we have here human rights principles. So the dignity of a man and human life is inviolable. No one can violate such rights. So from the dignity of man is derived the right of every person to free development of his personality, always for the development of personality. That's why you have the right to education, the right to work, etc. And a legitimate state or the government should exist. Okay, there should be a legitimate state, okay, or a government to assure that in the discharge of the governmental function, the dignity that is the birthright of every human being is safeguarded. That's why the government should safeguard our rights. How? By passing laws, by and by enforcing the laws. Okay, so that would be all. Thank you. Please stay tuned for part 2 of this lecture. Thank you very much and have a great day.